We're here at Under the Tree Cafe located in Baguio City, Philippines. I'm your host, Mark Locklear. I just want to thank all my biblical scholars for joining me tonight. Our topic tonight will be concerning Baal and, considering that time period in the Canaanite pantheon. So, to begin, I would like everyone to introduce themselves and where are you from?
Yes, my name is Dixon Kamal. I'm from Myanmar.
My name is Nordic. I come from Myanmar.
Yes, I'm Audi Garcia, came from Australia.
Hi, I'm Annie Mosande from Mindanao, Philippines.
And I'm Jenny Joe Belzarini from Luzon, Philippines.
Once again, guys, thank you for joining us tonight. I want to begin asking the first question. So, who was Baal in the Old Testament? Describe some characteristics of him.
Baal was one of the 9 deities within in Canaanite pantheons and was regarded as the storm of fertility god. He held 7 different names that categorize him differently. These names include Baal, which means Lord, son of Dagon, which considered the father of Baal, Hadad, a warlike god, a lion Baal, which means ideals of power and strength, and which refer to as most mighty Baal or Victor Baal, Lord and God of Span, dwelling place of Baal, riders of the storm gods, Baal, sexual potency and fertility god.
Thank you. So we move on to our second question. Who worshipped Baal? Who worshipped him? In that time period, there were so many different groups: Israelites, Canaanites. Who worshipped him?
The Canaanites is the one who worship Baal. They are an agricultural and urban people. The Canaanites are people who absorbed and assimilated the features of many cultures of the ancient Near East for at least 500 years before the Israelites entered their area of control. They invented the form of writing that became the alphabet, which through the Greeks and Romans was passed on to many cultures influenced by their successors, namely the nations and peoples of Western civilization.
Thank you. We move on to our third question. A little bit of an uneasy topic. What forms of worship, were expressed in this time period? We gather in a congregational setting and worship in a formal way, singing songs and hymns, and we have our preaching and ministering of the gospel. What were some forms of worship that took place during that time period?
Yes, forms of worship, sex and prostitution.
Wow, sex and prostitution. That is crazy, man.
Yes, magic and sorcery, and also human sacrifice in forms of infanticide, in which They sacrifice babies as form of worship.
Thank you for that answer, sir. We move on to our fourth question. Where did worship take place in the Canaanite pantheon?
There are so many places to worship Baal, but the main place is Sapan, has generally been identified as Mount Sapan, in the north of the Urgarit, about 30 miles and 5,800 feet above the ground level. It was regarded by the Canaanites as the indwelling place of Baal, that is the elevation of the mount.
Thank you so much for that answer, Alvin. We move on to our fifth question. Very uneasy topic, like how they worship Baal. The Rosh Hashanah text, can you explain those and how they contribute to today's time period? Also, how we comprehend Baalism concerning the Rosh Hashanah text. I understand they discovered these texts in 1929 in Ugarit. So try and fit in that spectrum.
From 1929 to the present day, literally thousands of texts have been found at Ugarit. One of the most significant finds included a room with many clay tablets written in cuneiform characters. Several languages were represented, including Akkadian, Sumerian, Hurrian, Egyptian, hieroglyphic Hittite, cuneiform Hittite, as well as others. There was also one unknown alphabetical language, which was later deciphered and became known as Ugaritic. Much was written in this language, including texts relating to the customs of ancient Syria and Canaanite religion. For example, the Baal worship. Ugaritic has also proven helpful in vocabulary studies relating to the Old Testament.
Thank you so much for that answer, sir. Guys, that concludes our Socratic seminar. I just want to thank you all for coming. I want to thank Under the Tree Cafe for hosting this event. Once again, thank you and have a great night. What forms of worship were expressed? We have our different forms of worship. We gather in a congregational setting and worship God in a formal way. What type of worship was expressed in that Canaanite pantheon?
Sex and prostitution. Sex and prostitution.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Ah, bow, bow, bow. Ah, bow.
Are an agricultural and urban people.
Depan ko? Oo.